What is up, everyone? Welcome to Game Week's 12 Top Captain Picks. My name's Ryan, and welcome to the Football Chatbox. So, it begins 10 game weeks in about 40 odd days, the most busiest period in the FPL calendar. And we're going to be covering you as much as possible during this period to help you to give you the best tips possible. Now, having said all of that, let's get into Game Week 12. If you're new, do hit the subscribe button. We have captaincy videos every week. For each game week, we do team selection videos live on YouTube, and also we have a podcast every Wednesday. And because of the Christmas schedule, it might switch as well. We might have a few on Tuesdays or Mondays, depends on like the entire schedule of the game weeks. So make sure you subscribe to get notified when we go live, to see scheduled events as well of when we do our podcast and all of that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Now let's get into game week 12. Now the way we do this, we've had a few new subscribers recently as well, so for all those who are new as well, the colors in green are basically the teams with the best expected goals or expected goals conceded stats in the last 4 game weeks. The teams with the red colors are the bottom 4 in the table in terms of expected goals or expected goals conceded. So this is done in minutes per expected goal or minutes per expected goals conceded. The ones in orange are basically the next 4 from, so it's basically 5, 6, 7, 8. Those teams in the table for expected. So the next best 4, I would say. So having said all of that, we want to try and compare a good attack against a weak defense. If you can't find a weak defense, maybe a somewhat weaker defense. But this week is a bit more complicated, where Salah is most likely going to be the favorite in terms of captaincy. And his Liverpool team is going to go against the Arsenal team that has improved defensively and is in that top 8, I told you. It's in the next bracket of 4 in terms of defense. So the defense is pretty good. And so is their attack. It's pretty decent as well. It's improved recently. But Liverpool's attack is really good right now. Now, the question is Salah a must captain player this week? Probably not, because I think there are a few other options that could probably challenge him. Potentially could outscore him as well, but a lot of people are going to go for Salah as captain because of that safety of like returns, that he's just getting returns, regardless of whether it's the most amount of returns in the game week or not. Now, the next team that I would go for would be United. Obviously, they don't have the best attack, and they have a pretty poor defense, one of the worst defenses in the league. But they're going up against a Watford team also, who have a worse defense in the league. And I'm expecting to see a bounce back from United, because I think Solskjaer really needs a win. Otherwise, his job is, well, we say his job is on the line, but I don't think he seems to be escaping all of that. So for now, we would assume that the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo could potentially score against Watford. So he might be my next captaincy choice. In third place, I have gone for, reality, you would want to probably look at Chelsea. There are rumors that, Lukaku has been posting pictures on Twitter and all of that, saying that he's ready, he's fit and all of that. So he could potentially be a good captaincy choice against a Leicester team. City are a good choice as well against an Everton team. The only problem is trying to figure out who in the world from City would you even captain, because you don't know where those returns are coming from. So it's a bit harder to tell. Brentford do go against a poor Newcastle team, but Newcastle are getting a new manager, so could see a bounce in that. Also, in terms of Brentford, they haven't looked as great in the last 2 games, even though these stats are for the last 4 game weeks. The last 2 games haven't been that great. So I'll be going with Southampton against Norwich. For Southampton, I will be suggesting maybe someone like Adam Armstrong as a potential. We'll look into him a bit more further, but Southampton have that next 4 best. They're in the next 4 of best attack against a weak Norwich defense. There's also the possibility of, I've put West Ham United here as well, tied with City. West Ham, strong West Ham attack against a Wolves team, which is defensively decent, not the best. So maybe Antonio as a captaincy option. So let's look into the entire number. Now, I've marked Liverpool number 1 here, but I'm going to start off with Manchester United, because I think there's a possibility that Ronaldo does outscore Salah. It is a small possibility, but it is still a possibility. Obviously, the stats in the last 4 game weeks for Ronaldo isn't looking good. He's had only 1 goal and 1 assist with an XG of 0.84 and this should be expected assist of 0.32. He's had only 1 big chance and 3 chances created. And as you can see, his heat map is mostly towards the left. But as you can see, this is Watford's expected shots conceded map, the one you see at the bottom. So you can see they're conceding a lot centrally. So I would assume that Ronaldo, being like, he knows how to get into the box in the right times, he could be a really good option against the Watford team. So for those who still have Ronaldo, I wouldn't be against captaining him this game week against Watford. Watford have conceded 10 big chances in the last 4 game weeks and have an XG conceded of 8.03 and expected goals conceded rank. They are 19th, so they're the 19th worst defense in the league. So I think Ronaldo is a really good option going ahead. Who are facing a United team that needs to bounce back, facing a Watford team also not looking that great. Next up, Liverpool. Now, Salah has been on hot form. He's had 4 goals and 4 assists in the last 4 game weeks with an expected goals of 2.35, expected assist of 0.58, 4 big chances, and he's created 8 chances as well. He's going against the Arsenal team that has kind of improved recently, and the 8th, as you can see, in the XG rank. They had only an XG conceded of 4.15, 7 big chances conceded, and goal attempts only 42. As you can see, the shot conceded map, there aren't too many big chances that they've conceded inside that box per se. Most of the shots, they're trying to keep it outside the box, outside the penalty box, which is interesting. Hardly anything being conceded from that right-hand flank. So that kind of like wonders to me whether Salah is going to get anything from that right-hand side. They're not considering anything from their left-hand side. So Salah is playing on his right. So wondering whether Salah will actually get much shots. This is why I have put Salah second on this list, because it's a bit unsure. But then again, Salah is Salah. He's on really good form right now. So he could be an option. And I think he will still be the most captain. But if you have Cristiano Ronaldo, I think I would punt on it as well this week. Next up, Southampton and Adam Armstrong. If anyone wants to try a risky punt, this is a risky punt right here. 1 goal, 1 assist in the last 4 game weeks. He started the last 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. XG of 0.81, expected assist of 0.49. He's had 1 big chance and 2 chances created. So not the same amount of chances created as Ronaldo, but very similar stats. And he's playing a Norwich team, which are pretty weak recently. And as you can see by Norwich's shot conceded map, they concede a lot in the center of the box. And Adam Armstrong could potentially benefit from that. Even though his heat map doesn't show him being always there. He's just outside the box, but he could potentially benefit. Norwich had considered 10 big chances in the last 4 game weeks and a XG considered of 7.83. They're 17th worst team in the league. So these are my 3 favorites. But as I told you guys, maybe someone from City, Foden maybe, but there's a possibility there maybe sometimes Foden could actually get dropped against Everton with PSG upcoming as the next game. Antonio could be an option. If anyone has Lukaku, is bringing Lukaku in, I probably wouldn't look at it, but he could be. I should also probably speak about Leeds against Tottenham, because a lot of people will be having Harry Kane. Now, Spurs are bottom 4 for expected goals, and it's not a great outlook. When you have like a team that can't create goals, you wouldn't usually captain anyone from that side, and I still probably wouldn't. However, Harry Kane has been, he scored a brace, I think, during the international break, and today also in the game England played, they scored 10 goals. He had a few returns as well, so he's been on really hot form for the international break. Now, will that form travel over to Spurs, and will he replicate the same way? Maybe, maybe not. Leeds have considered a lot of shots centrally, so he could potentially be a captaincy option this week for anyone who's looking, or anyone who's bringing him in this week as well. He could be a potential captain option, although I probably wouldn't captain him. I probably might go with Salah. If you were to look from Salah or Kane, I probably might go Salah. If it was Salah or Ronaldo, that might be a bit more of a tighter option, because I don't have Ronaldo right now, so I don't have to answer that question. I don't have to worry about that at the moment. But if I had Ronaldo, then I might be tempted to actually put it on him. But Salah is at this present moment like tried and tested. Although I do feel like there will be players who will outscore Salah this week because Arsenal have improved defensively. So that's basically the captain's video. Let me know who you are thinking to give the armband to this week. And also, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna cover you all during the Christmas period. We're gonna do plenty of videos upcoming, plenty of podcasts answering your questions. Tomorrow in the podcast, we'll be looking at Game Week 12 wildcard. That'll be the discussion tomorrow. So make sure to tune in live on stream on YouTube at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So make sure to tune in for that 7:30 p.m. There'll be a scheduled event out later tomorrow as well. So you can set a reminder as well. So hit the subscribe button if you're new. Let me know who you're captaining ahead of Game Week 12. And if you have any questions as well, put it in the comments and I'll try and answer them. Until then, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regret.